Hey everyone, Daniel here with Slow Haste. Today we are going to improve one of my beats. In fact, the first beat that I made on the Digitakt that I thought was worthy of being called my first full beat on the device. So I'm going to play you through, I think I have about 4 patterns. Yeah, 4 patterns with some various variations on an idea, and I'm basically just going to work on some of the sound design and maybe some of the structure in this video to make it better, because it's been almost half a year since I got this and I've learned a lot since then. So let's just take a listen. Okay, cool. So that's the basic idea. Just that chord progression with a few melodic elements added in that are kind of panned left and right. It sounds a little bit muddy to me. And first, I just want to remind myself what's on each track. Okay, so let's take a listen to the percussion. I don't think my sound on track 2 is playing. Cool, I like that pattern, so I'm gonna add it. Yeah, it sounds like I missed one of the notes. I'll grab that on the next pass through. Okay, cool. Okay, which kick do I have here? BD. Stank. Does that say stank? So what I might do is, I'm not going to change any of the sounds because I want to focus on sound design here. So what I want to do is low pass the kick a little bit. To give some of those clicky elements room to breathe. But I do want to overdrive it a little bit. And I'm going to go through and just change the sounds on this first pattern. And then I'll speed through the sound design on the other patterns because I want to kind of make everything consistent. I want to pan this sound a little bit. Because that's a little to the right, so we'll make that a little bit to the left. And a little bit of delay on that, pan it a little bit less. Okay, I actually really like that for the percussion section. Now, let's take a listen to some of my melodic components. Oops. All right, let's work on the bass, because I think the bass is sounding a little bit muddy. I have a high pass on it. But the high pass doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh, god dang it. That's because I'm on sample 7. Hold on. Let me... Whoops. That's back to normal enough. All right, let's work. Let's work on sample 6, like we were supposed to be doing. So this is a loop. And I just want to find a loop point that isn't going to give us that transient. Okay, that minimizes it a bit there. I'm just going to play around with the filter in the context of the whole piece, because that's where I'm feeling things are a little muddy. All right, so we're gonna hear how it sounds in pattern 2 now to kind of get the feel for the change. So yeah, in that first pattern, it's quite a bit sizzly, or quite a bit more sizzly and fuzzy. And I like that noisiness that it imparts. I've kind of been implementing that on a lot of my more recent tracks, so it could be biased, but I really like that type of sound as opposed to that, which I think sounds like overly filtered and resonant. So we're gonna stick with that. Okay, let's move on to this melody, which doesn't come until pattern 2. So it is... Oops, sorry, camera. You still in focus there after I kicked you? Yeah, we're looking good. Okay. So it's supposed to be kind of a weak sound, right? But I want to give it a little bit more body. Make it sound a little bit more like an instrument that's kind of being plucked a little bit, rather than just a digital sound. Okay, so I like that sound. And now we're going to play with this sound. Pardon me, I just forget which sound is on which track because it's been such a long time since I've worked on this piece. So I want to high pass this a little bit more. We're going to go back to track 1 though, to work on that track, or to work on that sample, because I'm going to apply all the changes to the other tracks. Just want to find a nice space where those little clicks and pops resonate nicely, but where the synth melody is also nice and clear. Okay, so again, we're just going to make that change to pattern 1 too. Actually bring down the level of that bass synth a little bit. Okay, cool. What else do we have going on in this first track? Okay, nice. So I'm gonna just copy and paste the settings and apply them from the instruments on track 1 to, or sorry, from pattern 1 to pattern 2. So I'm gonna speed through that as I do that right now. Okay, so I've gone through and made all of those edits. And let's just, let's listen to the changes between the patterns like we did before without the edits. And I'll play through again at the end with like an actual jam where I'm bringing things in and pulling them out as I would if I were recording an actual track. Pull that bass level down a little bit. I keep swatting my camera, sorry about that. Okay, so already I'm gonna start making some other changes. Like pulling down the high pass on this lead sound that comes in, taking the volume down a little bit and not panning it as heavily. And this sample is not the same as the other samples. It is the snare on 18. And where are... Ah, it's just heavily edited. But you know what? I might just mess with it in a different way. Bear with me as I play around. Okay. Okay, sorry there. I just realized that I forgot to apply the settings of the filter on patterns 3 and 4 for the kick drum. So back to the snare sound. I don't like that at all, to be completely honest. It just doesn't fit. So let's Okay, well, effectively by changing all the overdrive settings and filtering that I changed and then just pitching it up to match the pitch of the other ones, I kind of made it a little bit fatter. So that's cool. Pull down that bass synth again. Okay, and another thing I wanted to do is look at my compression on the master track. So I have it set to track 1, but I want it set to the left and right outputs. And oops, I'm going to do that for each of the tracks. And I have the settings slightly adjusted to assist with some of the different sounds we have coming in and out on each pattern. So that's why the settings are slightly different for each pattern for the mastering. But I want to play around with the full output mastering and see if I can get that to sound a little better or a little more how I want. Okay, cool. So I like how that sounds on pattern 1. I'm going to apply those settings to the rest of the patterns now. Bear with me. Okay, so now I'm in a bit of a more comfortable place with the mastering chain. And I think I'm just going to play around and do a jam now. So you can take a listen to this jam at the end now and go back and compare it to the run through at the beginning that I did with just playing you each of the patterns to give you the idea of what the beat would sound like. And let me know which one you think sounds better. I think that fine-tuning some of the sound design on each of the instruments to kind of fit the vibe of the music that I've been making more recently, as I've spent more time with the Digitakt, is, it's going to make it sound better and complement this piece if I include it in a release, a mixtape or an album or whatever, with some of the other beats I've been making. So that was kind of the main point of doing this, was to improve it and make it fit better within the rest of the body of work I've been working on recently. So yeah, let's take a listen. All right, cool. Yeah, I think that sounds a lot better. I was tweaking some of the sounds, some of the lead sounds that I forgot to edit and adjust at the end there. But yeah, I think that's sounding way better. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if there are any other methods that you guys like to use to go back and edit your beats. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.